She was born on the 2nd of February 1786 in Mayfair, London. She died on the 10th of March 1845, aged 59, in Chelsea, London. Harriette Duboche's birth at 2 Carrington Street in Shepherd Market, Mayfair, London, was recorded in the parish register of St George in Hanover Square. Her father kept a small shop with his wife Amelia née Cook. Her father is said to have assumed the surname of Wilson in about 1801. One of the 15 children of Swiss-born John James Duboche, Harriette was one of 4 sisters in the family who pursued careers as concubines. Her sisters Amy, Fanny and Sophia also became courtesans. In her memoir, she claims that Amy sets a poor example for the others, introducing them to their licentious reputations and careers. We were all virtuous girls when Amy, one fine afternoon, left her father's house and sailed forth in quest of adventures. The first person who addressed her was one Mr. Trench, a certain short-sighted, pedantic man who most people knew about town. I believe she told him that she was running away from her father. All I know for certain is that when Fanny and I discovered her abode, we went to visit her, and when we asked her what on earth had induced her to throw herself away on an entire stranger whom she had never seen before, her answer was, "I refused him the whole of the first day. Had I done so the second, he would have been in a fever." As the sisters grew more sophisticated in their sexual and social prowess, Harriette began to observe how her older sister challenged her. Amy bears the Duke of Argyll's child later in life. The Duke was one of Harriette's former lovers, demonstrating one example of Amy stealing her younger sister's clients. Fanny, in contrast, remains a close friend to Harriette and is described as agreeable. The youngest sister, Sophia, marries respectably into the aristocracy, becoming the bride of Lord Berwick at the age of 17. She began her career at the age of 15, becoming the mistress of William Craven, 1st Earl of Craven and 7th Baron Craven. Among her other lovers with whom she had financial agreements was Arthur Wellesley, 1st Duke of Wellington, who commented, "Publish and be damned," when informed of her plans to write her memoirs. Harriette even attracted George IV's attention, who claimed he would do anything to suppress what Harriette had to reveal. She makes a claim in her memoirs about Frederick Lamb, 3rd Viscount Melbourne, assaulting her. She attributes his violent act towards her to jealousy, that she had become acquainted with the Duke of Argyll and a lover of Lord Pornsby. According to her account, Lamb attacked her because she refused him. For obvious reasons, most politicians with whom she had relationships paid high sums to keep their interactions with her private. When these prominent men reneged on their promises to support her in her old age, this was in her 30s, because this was the world of the 19th century courtesan, Harriette struck back, threatening to publish a tell-all memoir. about the love affairs. Those who paid up were omitted from the final edition. The Duke of Wellington dared her to try and besmirch his name. Publish and be damned, he said. Far from being prostitutes, courtesans like Harriette were not coveted for their sexual availability alone, but for their company, their style, and what they would bring to a man's reputation. She records a time when still serving as a courtesan to Lord Craven. She writes a letter to the Prince of Wales, saying, "I am told that I am very beautiful, so perhaps you would like to see me." She receives a response from the prince requesting her visit. Indignant that the prince would request she travel to meet him, she responds, "Sir, to travel 52 miles this bad weather merely to see a man with only the given number of arms and legs and fingers would, you must admit, be madness in a girl like myself, surrounded by humble admirers who are ever ready to travel any distance for the honour of kissing the tip of my little finger. But if you can prove to me that you are one bit better than any man who may be ready to attend my bidding, I'll start for London directly. So if you can do anything better in the way of pleasing a lady than ordinary men, write directly. If not, adieu, Monsieur le Prince." Her clients were politically associated with the Prince of Wales, but in her memoir she does not record meeting or bedding him. However, it is said that she reminds us that the long-term mistress of the Prince of Wales, having been promised £20,000 a year, which never materialised, she might not have met the man or bedded him, but she was aware that the Prince of Wales, like many other politicians, did not ultimately financially support their courtesans, and her memoir represents the controversial falling of English office holders. She died on the 10th of March 1845, aged 59, due to her excessive drinking. I have one advantage over other bad female writers and posing ladies, which is that I do not think myself agreeable. She wrote just before her death. Her death certificate identifies her as a woman of independent means. I wish there was more information on this woman. And this concludes the video. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this, please click the like button, give it a thumbs up, and please subscribe for future videos. Thank you.